What's going on, guys? This is Tobias James, and today I'm going to be showing you how to track your macros. This video is intended for beginners, anyone who's new to tracking your macros. I'm going to break it down and make it as simple as possible. I'm not going to show you how to do all these equations. I'm not going to throw a bunch of math at you. I'm going to show you the easiest way. So, how to track your macros. What are macros? Macros stand for macronutrients. You have 4 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, fat, and alcohol. Now, no one talks about alcohol because it only applies when you consume alcohol beverages. Everything else you eat on a day-to-day basis is protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So when you eat that donut, you know that you're consuming calories. What are those calories? Those calories are made of protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Now, when you look at each macronutrients and what their calories are per gram, you see that 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, 1 gram of carbohydrate equals 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat equals 9, 1 gram of alcohol equals 7. Now, I don't suggest that you drink alcohol if you're trying to build lean muscle, lose fat, whatever your goal is. It's only going to slow the process down. However, if you must, just make sure that you guys are tracking your calories. Alright, so if you notice, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. It's more than the others, and the reason is because it takes more energy to burn 1 gram of fat than it does to burn carb and protein. That's why when I show you in the app the ratios, how much fat, carbs, and protein you're supposed to take in, you're going to see that fat is a lot lower than the others because it's more calorie dense per gram. Alright guys, so once you understand how many calories are in each macronutrients, then you can start tracking your macros. But you might ask the question, why am I tracking macros when I can just track my calories? And that's a great question. I'm going to give you a specific example. If you're an athlete and you're trying to build lean muscle, you need an adequate amount of protein and carbs. How do you know you're getting enough protein and carbs if you're not tracking those specifically and you're only counting your calories? You don't. That's why it's important to count and make sure that you're getting the proper amount of grams for each macronutrients. So, another example. If you're trying to lose body fat but you really want to maintain, as much muscle as possible, you're going to need a high amount of protein. So you're going to want to make sure that you're tracking protein. So basically, by tracking macros, it's allowing you to hit your goals more efficiently than it would if you're just tracking your calories. So now we're going to move on to the one step that you need to take in order to start tracking your macros. If you have a smartphone, which I'm sure you do, you need to download a calorie tracking app, either MyFitnessPal or Lifesum. Now, these are the 2 preferred apps. MyFitnessPal is more popular, it offers more features, but it's a little bit more complicated. If you're just starting out, I would suggest using Lifesum. It's a clean interface, really simple, not as cluttered as MyFitnessPal. As soon as you log in on Lifesum, you're going to see your macros pop up, protein, fat, carbs. You're going to know how many calories you need to count. MyFitnessPal does a similar thing, but it's a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to show you guys how to use both apps, and we're going to jump right into it. And at the end of this, you're going to know how to track your macros. Alright guys, let's go. Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you how to track macros using MyFitnessPal and Lifesum. We're going to jump into MyFitnessPal. As soon as you open up the application, it's going to ask you a series of questions, and then it's going to accurately calculate how many calories you need to consume based on your goals, whether or not you want to lose weight or gain muscle. You're going to see right off the bat, diary at the bottom, progress, and more. So we're going to click on more. We're going to go to goals. Under nutrition goals, we're going to click on calorie and macronutrients goals, and you're going to see your macro percentage and how many grams you need to consume on a daily basis. So you can click on any one of these and adjust these percentages. Let's say I want to lower my protein by 144 grams, then I can change my percentage of carbs, or I can change my percentage of fat. It has to equal a total of 100%. Now you're going to ask the question, how do I know what my macros need to be? If you have a personal trainer, they're going to tell you what your macros should be, and you can adjust it there. With my clients, I figure out what their maintenance calories are based on different variables. For you guys, if you don't have a personal trainer, you can go online, you can Google macro ratios. I'm going to give you my recommendation today. If you're trying to build lean muscle, your carbs should be around 40 to 60%, protein 25 to 35%, fat 15 to 25%. If you're going to lose fat, and that's your primary goal, your carbs should be around 10 to 30%, protein 40 to 50%, fat 30 to 40%. So that would be a low carb diet. Now, some people don't do well on low carbs. I know I personally don't do well, and I need lower fats, higher carbs. You're going to have to figure that out as you go along. It's going to be trial and error. For the sake of simplicity, though, I would start with MyFitnessPal recommendations. Alright, so we're going to move on. Now that we know our macro ratios, we're going to go to diary and start tracking our food. So we're going to go to add food. For breakfast, let's say we had an apple. We're going to search apple. You're going to see different options. This shield with a check mark means that it is verified by MyFitnessPal and the nutritional information is correct. So I'm going to click on apple. You're going to see the macros, how many calories, serving size, and number of servings. So let's say I had an apple and a half. I can change the fractions, serving size, and then it's going to adjust the macros. I'm going to add that. So 1.5 apples, 120 calories. I have 2,190 remaining. Now let's say I go to Chipotle with some friends and I get a Chipotle bowl. I'm going to search Chipotle bowl. You're going to see different verified bowls. I'm going to click on Barbacoa bowl. Now, to make sure that this information is correct, you can go on their website and you can calculate all the information with their calculator, and you can match it with these macros. So let's say that the macros are correct. You matched it, so I'm going to add that. But let's say they're not correct and the burrito bowl isn't close to any of the entries that people have already logged into MyFitnessPal. We can do a manual entry. We can scroll down to the very bottom and say create a food. So we're going to do Chipotle burrito, 1 burrito, and 1. Now when you add that, it's going to show you different nutrition facts, your calories, your macronutrients, fats, and you can log any of this stuff in. It would be good to log your dietary fiber, sugars. However, it's not the most important. You need to make sure that you're logging your macros and your calories, because that's what's going to determine whether or not you're losing weight or gaining weight. And that's how you manually enter food. When you add food, you're going to get different tabs. As you start to add more foods, they'll start popping up in your recent and frequent tab. You can always add foods, meals, and recipes. Now this is an awesome feature. You can scan barcodes. So I'm going to give you an example. I have these rice cakes here. They have a barcode on the back. I'm going to scan, and it's going to manually input all the macronutrients. So let's say I had 14 cakes, 2 servings. I'm going to change that. 120 calories. I'm going to add that. So I have 1,480 calories remaining. Now, we want to look at our macros. So we're going to go all the way to the bottom and click on nutrition. You're going to see all your macros, how many you have left, what your goal is, and how many you've consumed so far. So I have 22 fat left, 209 grams of carbs left, and 103 grams of protein. So this is where you're going to see all your nutritional information, how much you've consumed of vitamins, the different fats. So we're going to back out of there, and I'm going to show you progress. So under the progress, you're going to see a graph. It's going to show you your progress and how much weight you've lost or gained depending on your goal, and you're going to see all of your monthly weigh-ins. And that's about it, guys. There's a lot of different features that MyFitnessPal offers, but those are the most important. So now you know how to track using MyFitnessPal. I'm going to show you Lifesum. Lifesum is very clean and simple. As soon as you open it up, the interface is nice. You're going to see your carbs, protein, fat, your macros. You can scroll down to the bottom. You'll see add breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, exercise, and water. I'm going to say I drank 2 cups of water. It's going to fill up. Let's say I want to add food. So we're going to search for an apple and see if it's 80 calories like MyFitnessPal. Yep, we see 80 calorie apple there. We're going to click on that. And we're going to add to diary. Click done. And then it's going to subtract from total, and it shows that I have 1,830 calories left. So real simple, guys, and just like MyFitnessPal, you can scan the barcode, you can add your favorites, and then you can look at the calories. Now when you want to adjust your macros using Lifesum, you're going to click on this little person icon upper left hand corner. You're going to click on the scroll wheel next to free account. We're going to go down to nutrition settings, click on change values, and here you're going to adjust your macros. And that is it, guys. That's how you track using Lifesum.